Hello again, everybody. Um, as far as yesterday, yeah, the energies you feel them probably intense. Please share the love here in the chat room. Also, kind of like be careful with the energies within the chat room; affects everybody. So share some love. Hi, Christine. Thank you for being here. So, so everyone. Uh, So we were talking about as a twin flame to overcome the fear from within. That's what was the last discussion ended to choose for today. But what is fear? I wrote a couple articles on fear, and fear is illusion. Fear it's coming from the ego because of what might happen. What might happen is not what's happening. It's kind of like a mind game from within you of the fear that keeps you to be happy, fear that keeps you with love, fear that keeps you success. Okay, fear that you might be doing the wrong things, fear of things will crash in life, fear that something bad is going to happen in the future, but they prevent you to live within the moment. A lot of the fears within twin flames comes in with from within. Those fears that you have maybe in past life, maybe in past situations. Some people have actually fear from the divine powers of the union. A long time ago, one of the twin flames asked me, "Do you why did my twin flame is afraid of being with me? Me, he lives in fear." Well, he fears the fear because there's something has to do with his ego gonna die. He doesn't know how to operate within, but the ego is protecting you, not to be keeping you in fear. Your mind using the ego, it's keeping you on fear. So all right, let's recognize the people on chat are Christine, CF, thank you for being here. Lisa, thank you for being here. We had a little brief talk, and thank you for sharing your experience. I'm happy for you. I am. You overcome one fear to face the things, and I'm so happy that you did that. Yeah, you deserve your recognition here. Okay. Hi, Ray. May the force be with us right now. Uh, hmm. So, you may look in a lot of fears. One of the biggest fear, actually, that you may have to overcome as a twin flame, that is to be in the public as a twin flame. And when you are in the public as a twin flame, or you hide your connections in public as a twin flame, that is a huge fear. Back in the days, it took me like maybe a year and a half until I pop out in a public because I couldn't stand the life from within me. I mean, I was constantly fighting the light from within me. I was lying my ex, I was lying my kids, I was lying my life, I was lying the soul, I was lying the divine, I was lying everyone except the people who are involved between me and the person who wake me up on a soul connection. And by the way, I'm expecting a new desk to arrive, and if I get the call or something, probably gonna kind of like shorten out this video because I have to go out. But yeah, you're welcome, Lisa. I'm glad that we had the talk earlier. I'm glad that you did the consultation with me. I'm glad that you did what you did. And you're more welcome. More welcome. I'm happy when you guys do your inner work and send me a feedback. It's kind of like I did work with you. I put the time, the effort, the energy. We did exchange of energy. And now when you send me the feedback, it's like I'm happy of what I did. Uh, it's kind of like tells me, okay, you can help more people. It gives me a power from within to do and continue doing what I'm doing. And I'm so happy for this, Lisa. Thank you. Uh, CJ is in the house. We have Maria. Thank you, guys. Thank you for being here at the chat room. One day I had so intense energy from with me that I couldn't stand this lies anymore. So I wrote the post that on Facebook publicly, and I stated what it is. What's the situation? I cannot living in the lie. And ever since then, I went up open to be as open as a twin flame. I began to write situations as a twin flame. I begin to embrace everything. But let me tell you, the fears that I had to overcome, they were huge in me. They were huge. Imagine I battled with these fears for a long time. And at the same time, when I was battling the fears, I was battling within me, what is this journey as twin flame? I was unpacking that twin flame informations from within. And that information has like still have so many things that I haven't really unpacked it. The time that I'm packing it is when people ask me some questions and I'm looking at it in there inside of me, and boom, here's your information. And later on people comes in and confirm the same information. So the information is confirmed, it's truth, and so on. But overcoming the fear, uh, once I did that, there was a lot of benefits that came with it. I inheriting more divine energies in me. I fixed my life as a person. I fixed and create a balance between material and a spiritual world. Uh, I fixed and balanced my masculine, my feminine energies within me. Of course, I had to go back and do so many things over the years, and I continue doing it. I'm the forever student. I'm just sharing my experience with you. And overcoming your fear leads to success. It doesn't lead to anything else. Uh, some of the twin flames, they have a fear of these energies. They have fear of um, committing the truth. They have fear of telling their spouses or telling their husbands, whatever situation might be, the truth from within them. And when the truth is not right for it, then there is a consequences of that truth, and you feel the guilt from within. Let's say, for example, the biggest guilt I felt is like being next to my wife, and all of a sudden I feel them cheating on me, but also cheating within the divine with the energy that it's having me. That is the worst nightmare. You can't sleep with this. I mean, that guilt that you are now in your truth is like, man. And I battle with it. I battle it for like a good 6, 7 months uh, until I kind of like finally, I had enough with it. So, hi, Margaret. And that's what it is. But facing the fear from within, What's going to happen if you stay in your fear? Stay in your fear, it's going to lower your vibrations. There's going to be this constantly going on from within you. You don't live within the present, and you always invest energy within the fear, keeping the fears from within you. And by keeping the fears from within you, you blocking the energy of love from within. You either have the fear or you either have the love, but you can't have both. Um, some people have a fear of love. Let me explain that fear of love is because what could happen if you love this person? They don't know. What could happen if um, everything will be okay, or maybe not everything's going to be okay. So the fear of the unknown, it's probably one of the worst one because people don't know things and they don't want to engage within this. People are in this twin flame journey from within, and guess what? Uh, they go into the secret rooms, they posting things, they getting this, and all of a sudden, boom, they stay there. They stay stuck in the same place, same positions, and because of that fear of the unknown, what could have happened? A lot of the people have this codependency situation. They're depending on their twin. They focus on their twin because of the fear of losing them. Well, we're going to lose them anyway because until we don't fix the things that needs to be fixed, the situation is going to be like that. Most of the people don't get it that twin flames have the same vibrations and soul, but everything else could be different. They don't have the same. They have the same understanding about love, vibrations, and everything, but how they everything else is within their life is different or similar. But if they haven't worked it out the issues now become issues within the connection. And if they trusting the soul, they will solve the issue. But if they trusting on the experience they have, then the separation is in order. So minimum das moon das. Hi, thank you for being here. Uh, Glad to see you on chat. I love when I see new people popping up in the chat. That's me. That's pretty good. You guys having this thing to come over to the chat and ask some questions. But fear is illusions, guys. Because if you're trusting the love conquers all. But if the love it's involved within fear that's going on within you prevents you to live. Now, what kind of life are you going to have if you have a fears? I can understand fear of success. What's going to happen if I succeed? Because you probably didn't succeed on certain things. Fear of failure, for example. I always been fail in my life. I will fail that too. But the only way you fixing the fears is by go through them, because you see them, they're illusions. And when you do actions against that love and you put your time, effort, and energy for getting the connection and preserving the connections and keeping the connections and work the issues through the connection, it helps you more and more to evolve. And the more you fixing the issues, the better it gets. But if the issue is not solved within the connection because of fears, so here is now the part of the energy begins to keep that fears. They get bigger, they get bigger, they get bigger. And when the fear becomes more bigger than the love is, then the fear takes over the connection. And now it's that separation. So You can have fear from the energies. You can have fear from the divine, which is you can't really fear the divine. Divine only wants you to be put you on the right path if you are walked out of it. Okay, I mean, fear of God is not really, but you have this kind of like a fear towards the divine that they may gonna do something and things like this. You can have a fear of the karma. That is the real thing. Okay, fear that karma is gonna catch up to you when you do certain things. That right there, you have to be aware of it. Okay, but if you see that something may hit you, you go ahead and do some kind of actions to solve that karma. Okay, now if you let go of the fear attracts that karma comes in, especially right now, attracts that karma to be even intensified because you put the energy and the effort in there. What do you focus on? That's what grows. If you focus on fear, the fear grows. If you focus on love, the love grows. So the energy goes where the focus and the attention goes. So, um, Twin Flames, Lynn Sherry, good morning, Holy Spirits of Love. Hi, Lee. Thank you, Lee, for being here. Carl, Lucy, hi to you. And Crowd Girl, hello, guys. Yeah, in a little bit, I'm going to look at the chat for it. So there is a lot of fears you need to overcome. There's going to be a new fears you haven't seen, new fears that you haven't touched base, and there's going to be some fears that the more you evolve, you have to face. But the more fears you overcome, the more powerful you become from within. So yeah. Carlos, how do you accept when TF doesn't want to work on the issue? Um, that's their fear, not yours. Only question is you might have a fear of that the union is not going to happen. You need to understand that when you allowed your twin to be handled by the divine powers, because this is divine connection, you have more faith within the divine compared to the faith within them. Okay, how you get the faith back? It's their action proves their change, because the actions proves everything. No actions from them, specifically actions from the runner. You guys know what's going on. They have a fear of facing issues. I try really hard to accept his free will. It still makes me sad in my heart. Or what to do with that? Love yourself. If somebody doesn't want to love you, that doesn't mean that you have to stop the love from within. Don't prevent yourself from love. Uh, there's going to be a moment of sadness, depressions, and so on and so on. Depends of the intensity of the time and the things and the situations between you and them. However, self-love, it is really the most powerful thing, because if you don't love yourself, how would you love somebody else? One of the problem with the runners is that lack of self-love within them. They probably love more the ego than the soul, because if that was the case, they will cooperate with you. But that is all depends of how the connection is. Um, yes, Lee. May the love connect you to you. Exactly. The love connects you to you. And that love is kind of like requirement. I mean, it kind of like have to unite yourself. I say kind of. The reason is because you're always going to feel that cooperation with divine and in twin. that divine trinity that it's from within. But your part in that whole trinity is your love from within you and the love within the divine. And that energy is always, God's got to come first. Universe has to come first because your creation of the universe, so is your twin flame. Okay. A lot of the mistakes are happening is because people put their twin flame on the place of the divine, and they focus 100% on the twin flame, what the twin flame does, what they do, and they're forgetting to look at their own fears, to do their inner work with those fears, what they are, what's going on. So, what? Hold on, Lee. I'll answer your question because I gotta go through Pro. Good morning, everyone. Well, I finally woke up time. Just wanted to say when this intense energy, we really need to use this. I need just to evolve from kind of energies that don't always come. Yeah, Crow. We have intense energies right now because the push from above is undescribable. Specifically, solving karmas with Saturn and the nodes. Yeah, Saturn prepares for the new road in the age of Aquarius. And now Uranus is in Taurus, which just says like, hey, perform on this earth. Time for you. And we have a Jupiter garrison on your cycle. Yeah, it's too much to bear with the energies. The more you love and treat yourself right, you will attract love from others. Exactly, Chrissy. Hi, thanks for being here, Chrissy. I appreciate it. What is fear when it comes to connection, Dio? What is fear? Fear of the connect, fear of uh, depends of what the connection is for. I mean, Lee, you already know about a lot of this fear. One of the fears that it's big is the hurt, that you're going to be hurt again, and you're protecting yourself. But the biggest fear, it's also on the other side. It's like, what is it I did? Some of the people, when they hurt their twin flame and they don't come back, specifically the runner, they don't come back. When you hurt your twin and you just bolt out and you're like, I don't want to deal with it. That is a big fear, and fear that is within the connection. You may feel these fears, you may feel things, and we talk about that both runner and chaser is toxic because when you chase your twin, okay, you don't allow them to do their inner work, but you also focus solely on them, and sometimes this chasing becomes an obsession, and the obsession leads into more higher problems down the road that you walk, talk, act, and believe is only my twin, and that can lead you to problem with your family, problem with in the connection, problem within the divine, problems with everyone. You kind of like a disconnect with your inner work that you need to do, and you connect only through to this, and you have no energy from within, and you go through these battles from within about your twin. Um, So is it a connect or disconnect? It's actually both, Lee. You connect to the energies you balance from within you. During the separation period, there is a kind of like when you calm down, you reevaluate everything, and you come up to the things that you need to solve between you and a twin. You connect, you disconnect, you connect, disconnect. Mel explained that a long time ago. He was like, I give her only 5 minutes a day. Otherwise, I'm not able to do the things that I need to do. She comes, we connect, we solve the situation or something that's happening. And after 5 minutes, this is it because it's a lot. Some of the people, they have to disconnect because they have important work to do. For example, someone who works as a surgeon in a surgery and they have to perform open heart surgery and they are twin flame. And here you go, your twin flame comes in and all jacked up. It is like, I got this. And you're like, you see the internal, everything from within you, it's projecting on it, but you have to look the heart. And you're like, no, 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 not as this time. So, the connection disconnection is a lot of benefit in a one way, but it's also if it's from a fear, you only connect when you have no fear. So this connect disconnect, it's about to create balance. When you disconnect, that it's the missing. That here we go. Now there is a pulling back, but when the situations are not solving, you are disconnect, so you can kind of like walk away. Let's do the inner work before we reconnect again. So it's through a lot of the situations are different. Okay, I mean, sometimes you come together, then you separate together, come together, separate together. There is a one thing though needs to be understood very clearly and clearly that you guys have the same vibrations within soul. But the environment, the culture, the religion, the interference of others around you, what you're surrounded with, it actually, if the twin flames brings it within the soul connection, and if there is a third party interference, like something like spiritual leader or father, mother, or whatever situation will be, then guess what? A lot of the twin flames they give power to that situations and they bolt out. That is a different lessons that needs to be worked out. Twin flames is about union within the soul with the divine. Okay, so a lot of the twin flames thinks different things, but that's their opinion. I would like to have the input of Sherry and Lee if you guys are here to get a little bit input because of your story since you're here. Um, you talked to your twin in 3D for 5 minutes or 5D? We're talking about more 5D to balance the stuff. Let me tell you, if you don't have a 3D connection and, for example, blockages and so on, you have only energy. Sometimes this 5D talks, by the way, there are two types of 5D talks from within. 5D talks that they are real because they have something kind of actions that happens in the 5D. From the 5D into the 3D. Texting, yeah, I got it. I understand the situation. Okay. But during the separation is a 5D connection with the energy that during the exchange, okay, the ignition state, portion of their energy is coming to you and stays there permanently. Is the same way portion of your energy stays within them permanently because now that energy is to solve the issues. You guys working on the same issue, but each one from your perspective. But since that it's all within the soul, it is the similar as a 5D, but it's actually not. It's a 5D connection from within yourself to solve first the issue from within before you solve the issue with the twin. And all of a sudden you find out I was thinking about this, and then, yeah, I was thinking about that too. I come up with to this conclusion. Yeah, I came up to this conclusion. And then when it reconnects back within 3D, then yeah, that's what happens. So Marshall, thank you for being here. CF, okay. I feel all right. Looking for some more questions from you guys. To continue again, go back into the fears. Fear of publicity maybe is gonna freak you out a lot. When I was going out to be, as a twin flame, the energy within me, the pressure from the divine, from universe was so strong that I had power from within. Is like, I don't care if the whole world is gonna be against me, but this has to be shined a light from within. That moment, I begin to learn more about writing. Later on, I begin to make the videos, and now I'm here for you, dealing with energies and stuff and help. And some of you get the very good benefits of this, and I'm happy that was not the chicken like most of the people to come out and get the real powers as a twin flame. You need to understand that fear keep you from unpacking your gifts as a twin flame. But if you focus on the things that you can do as a twin flame and helping souls out there to be better, and you increasing the vibrations in the world, and you do the right things with the divine, and you go ahead and give all you got to help everyone, you put their head in the pillow, it's going to be different. Hi Cosmos, thank you for being here. And I want to say I appreciate every one of you who come in here and be on this. Yeah, strong fears, they're coming up. And there's been a lot of push from above about to overcome these fears. It's been a lot of push. And we talk about with my roommate, who's also a twin flame, and he's like, man, there's just this pressure is like, I'm like, yeah, it is. We're both feeling it. I have somebody texting me and it's like, Dio, when did this is gonna stop? How do we do this? And I talk about balance between your material world and your spiritual world, balance from within the feminine and masculine, balancing between what you need to do and what you do as a twin flame. But if you take your power as a twin flame and use it in your real life, really for the benefits in your real life, you do everything as a twin flame, proper truth, honesty, dignity, respect. Guess what waits for you? A beautiful material life and a beautiful sleep at night. But if you have the fear, you don't get all that. You're only dreaming for that beautiful life as a twin flame, but you can't get out of the cage that you are in of these fears. And when you give more power to your energies of twin flames and you're really as the dreams as the twin flames, you can get out of that cage. That cage is going to be smashed by the universe. It's going to be taking the energy of that to be smashed, and you're going to be rising up. Okay, you're going to go up from within. Hi Diana, glad to see you here. I loved your questions yesterday. I was just so happy with it. Um, yes, good point. You are focused on the twin flame mission, not to the romance. Fear is a tactical used by nefarious forces, a way to manipulate to stop the connection. Keeps in mind. Yes, there could be so many things of trying to manipulate the connection. And when people give up to these manipulations, okay, guess what happens? There is a manipulation within the relationships, there are manipulations within all areas of lives. And now, boom, here's the disaster and the towers coming and a lot of problems. So I'm totally agree with you, Diana. But it is about are we going to put our powers into the fears? Or are we going to give the powers of being as a twin flame or soul connection or divine purpose, however you want to call it? So, yeah, yeah, exactly, Christine. When you meet your twin flame, why are you in a balance? You know why you're in a balance and you're in a perfect love state and everything? Do you know why? Because that is your goal. God give you, the universe give you glimpses of what the life will be for you. But you gotta work on it. Not only like, hey, here you go, gifted to you. You gotta work on it. Okay. You have to work. That's the inner work. You do it constantly, non-stop. Even with your twin flame, you can do a inner work. But you don't do the inner work with your twin flame, or your twin flame decides not to do the collective inner work with you about it. To build this, guess what? You tell them 1, 2, 3 times about issue, and they're like, oh, okay. The divine looks at it and is like, they're not going to work that out, this issue. This is a big issue here. Separations. It could be all the areas of life, Diana. Okay. For example, if you both have been married, you have a kids, kids can have issues. Okay. Similar issues between the kids. If been an issue with work, there could be a problems with work. It could be an issue with understanding of money, issues about property management, so all kind of sorts of everyday life issues. Okay, I mean those are unhealed things. The problems that rise up in the twin flame connections, those are the things that needs to be worked out. Also, pushing down buttons, that's what that is. Those are the triggers. But sometimes the people don't want to work on them because they haven't worked on them all their life. That's how they got used to it. And when they got used to it, they don't work on it, so they run away. They be always running away from this problem. What is going to be the difference now of running with this problem? No problem at all. So it could be anything, Diana. Crow, it is possible for one twin to get ignited, but the other so-called doesn't get ignited. Then it really false twin is just catalyst. Crow, they're both get ignited, but the one chooses the ego and choosing the lie, the seeds, and everything. So they become false twin by default. Okay, they become false twin by default because they choose not what they feel. They disconnect from their soul, they disconnect from the love, from the divine, from twin. And that's what they become false twin flame. They become on their own. If they are focused on the truth, the dignity, the respect, the work with the divine and everything, and they become this spiritual intimacy the way it is, then guess what? They become the truth because they walk with the truth. Divine sees the truth. Now they become the true twin flame. That's always going to come bottom to it. Uh, so, um, I mean, the person's choosing over the time. They may choose. It's up to them how much fear there is within them. The problem is they gotta look within the fear. Where did they learn that fear? See, the soul has got the same powers, okay? But the personality, the character build up, that keeps the ego from within because the ego is built during the lifetime. It's not just built like this. And within the ego could be a family karma, family situations, and so on and so on. So that could be. Um, Diana, one thing I always keep on check was income and bills with X. I always paid my way and never expected anything from anybody else. Yeah, it comes to this point that the bills and stuff, when you take your own responsibility for yourself, you begin to do your budget. You know, these are things about care. You know, do your budget, finances, make sure you have everything. I mean, I'm expecting on your desk, so if you guys pay attention, there is nothing up here. And I had to shift some stuff for it. Some of you maybe know the way I had things in my kitchen in the United States, so it doesn't look much different. Okay, so I make some similar things because I already know what that is. I already know how. I mean, 7 years was in the United States, basically take care of by myself. So you learn it. That is your powers. You can bring those powers within the twin flames relationship. But if your twin flame has not had this, it has not been done, so bring in the issue from within. They either learn from with you or they run away. So it's all up to it. Four. So yeah, I have a very limited space, but when you have these powers within you as a twin flame, you can really do things out of ordinary. You can do things out of the ordinary because you have no fear to be the twin flame. You have no fear of being in what you are made it for. But if you have the fear, you're not going to have the life as a twin flame. That's why most of the people have these issues from within. So, perfect kitchen, great deal. Oh, wow. Yeah, well, I'm trying to do my best as I can. All right. Still has some room for improvement, but we'll see how the things are going to be because I had to move everything. Some of you know I've been here for like maybe quite a few hours here and making some videos today and on my other channel for the astrology. So I kind of like skip the break between the astrology videos and now, so I can be able to do this. Four. So yeah. So now it's 4:44 in the clock here. So I'm ready to take some few questions with you guys. So Christine, if you had the money, I will send you. Christine, it's all good. Somehow, some way, the universe will send them. By the way, if you want to make some money, I'll suggest you to go to PayPal. And you can, if you feel like you want to donate something to me, you can go ahead and make donation there. So, how do you get to the 5D? The fastest way to get into the 5D is touch base within your soul. That is the fastest way. If you have a constant connection within your soul, as the divine, it's orchestrated to have this. You can be having a 5D only with by the moment you're thinking. All you have to do is just think about going into a 5D connection with you. Know the connection, the vibrations of the person you want to talk to in 5D, and you kind of like dial it. I suggest you to look the video. It's called Soul Fun in this channel here, and yeah, God brings you to a 5D, but God can bring you even in higher dimensions than this. God can bring you on a 7D, the angelic level, so you can know when you finish your journey here as a twin flames and what you need to do can put you on a 7D. Some of the people cross the 7D. Some of them are here in this room. They know what that feels like it. They know what's going on. Even higher than that, you go into the hierarchies. How about you become to the full power of what God's going to give you as a twin flame? You to create a planet. You to create life on that planet. You to become the Adam and Eve as a spirit that materialize things in that planet. And you build your own planet in there. You build a new earth. People think that twin flame is only journey. Twin flame is going to be much more than that over the years. Some of the people, they don't realize they haven't opened their package because of fear. They haven't been trust and faith within the divine to foreseen what divine has for them. I was just 100% trust within that divine powers because I see what happened. You want me to tell you what happened? I went through the worst dark night of the soul, probably that I hear from people's stories by now. And then here they come. It's like, well, deal, this is what we have for you. You wake up in the next morning after the dark night of the soul. You look back, it's white pages, no sins. And 2-3 days you open the package and there is this divine informations that comes to you. Dio, look the stars. They are made from 2 elements. They are in a fire from one to each other. So I'm going in the internet and I'm studying the sun. That the helium and the hydrogen are in this nuclear reactions. And that's how the heat is created in the sun. And you're like looking at like what's going on. The divine is giving you all knowledge that you need. But if you kind of like a self-knowledge yourself, and use that knowledge for material gains, that's not working. Doesn't work. But work with the divine, balance within the divine helps you to overcome your fears. Because it points you the directions. It points you the directions of, here you go, I'll give you a planet, you can build it. So for example, I don't like the green grass. I like orange grass. I like orange and a purple grass. Okay. So here is. Crystalline. Hi, Crystalline. Eternal peace. 7D got it. Full stream from brought me first before I fully awoke. Yeah. The divine give us some informations for the journey when we begin to wake up. The question is that most people don't want to become the twin flame. They are meant to be. They don't. Because they want the survival mode. Most of the people, they are in survival mode. They are not in the evolution, illumination mode. They have fear of next stage, next level. Oh, I have to go again through this. I have to evolve again. Oh, yeah, you do. You identifies that energy is there right now, and guess what happens? You go against this energy. Yesterday was pretty good, right? And it's coming up today. But now, because we're talking here, we have a divine, we use the divine energy instead of the material energies. Guess what? Here it's better. But we had the effects today from it. So I like to say thank to CF of his inputs on a daily gravitational reports from the United States. So thank you again. Mm, uh, um, God gives a chance to people to become a true twin flames, pretty much to everybody. He testing people. Are you going to be true with me? I'll help you out. You're not true with me? I'm not going to help you out. You live within the truth? I'm. You're walking with me. I've ever heard that whoever walks with God always reaches destination. Where have you walked with God? If you're going on your own way and controlling the connections, you don't walk with God. You walk with your ego. So never go against the family. Godfather. Oh, Godfather, good movie. And Para più piano e più uguale. Il nostro amore lo viviamo io e te. Oh, let's not start with this because I won't stop. Thanks, Diana. It was kind of like you get me to a different energy in Italy. So, mm, yeah. So, never go against family. You need to understand the family's proper thing. But if the one of the elements in the family creates a problem, then there's a problem that needs to be addressed. So, if it's not addressed, then there's always going to be a problem. So, uh, hold on, guys, because I skip in a chat here and um, eternal peace, love, acceptance to all that is unconditional love. Yes, you gotta have unconditional love, but the balance of the unconditional love, it's don't put up with the unconditional bullshit. That's the other side of the coin. That's the elimination part of this. You can have the unconditional love, but when someone doesn't respect the unconditional love and they create conditions, now it turns of unconditional love to unconditional bullshit. And yeah, there's going to be a lot of problems of fears again. Fear. Okay. My father is twin, uncle, other uncles, wife, family. Yeah, if you're a twin flame now, you definitely had a love story within your family. Maybe not successful one, maybe not successful one. Because if it was successful one, now you could have been real twin flame talking about like you could be born with them. So, for example, if you within your family you had a similar love story as a twin flame, but guess what? Nothing happened. There was no evolution. Now there is no evolution. That evolution that didn't happen, for example, if that was your grandparents or parents for it, you have to do it. It's a family karma. Yeah, karma could be, yeah. I was telling my son the one day that I wanted to get dance classes, live dance class in childhood, accomplish one of my dreams. Took modeling classes before the pandemic. Great. Go. You know, if you have a problem with the inner child, go and do what you wanted to do as a inner child. If that was a jumping on the puddles, go jump in the puddles. Okay. If that is a watching certain movies, go watch the certain movie. If that was a porcelain doll, if you're a girl and want it, go buy the porcelain girl. Okay. So, for examples, I had one client that she was afraid to get toys because they bought her a porcelain. They're very expensive dolls for it, and her mother put her in the top of the fireplace and told her, "I know it's yours, but you cannot play with it." Then why the hell did you buy it for? And create that damage is like, don't touch it. So now you have that negative side within you when people gifting you something. When your twin flame comes gifting you something, you have a fear of receiving gifts just because someone told you, don't touch that toy, you're gonna break it. But it's yours. Fears, inheriting fears, or kind of like given from within us. Uh, Talk about when people try to steal a twin destiny. Uh, One of the biggest issues that I'm fighting it now is playing a game, being a player. And what I mean being a player, for example, if your twin flame comes in, you were married, you divorce, now your karmic comes in and they trying to do everything to get back in there. Or the worst part is if your twin flame gets with you, so kind of like revenge of the spouse. Crazy stuff. Really crazy stuff. Those games, child games, it's like, I will be with this friend just so you know that I'm jealous and I'm just going to show you how it's going to be, or something like that. So be mindful of this. It's still within the CF. You're most welcome. It's true. You how to connect sexually to your twin. Don't connect sexually with the twin. Intimacy, not sexually. We talked about this earlier, Christine. Try to use to increase your vibrations. Don't use sex. Use intimacy. Don't use problems. Use challenges. See how vibrations will change from within. Don't look for the sex only. Sex is lust. It's not going to help you solve the issues. You can have a physical connection with your twin flame. It's never going to be enough. But when you have a intimacy connection with soul, heart, and the body, and the divine present, then after that you can have all the physical sex you want. You're never going to be satisfied. It's impossible. Once you feel this spiritual intimacy, you might even get it, but that's what this is. So CF had a false twin also that started spiritual. Yeah, we all had this false twin flame that started the journey and never did anything. Yeah. Holy Family, clarify all. Are you referring to Teutonic 6 5D? Um, since you left the United States and you're still with your twin soulmate, currently I'm with nobody. Margaret, some things didn't work out. 7 years without. I was 7 years without sex. I'm still alive. No fear. Yeah, I had a physical issues with this because of no sex, but working on it. They still working on it. I connect with someone within the community and I ask him about this problem that I have, and they said what was the real issue and what they need to do and to help that out, and it helps. So great advice concerning best way to connect to with twin flame. So I realized 5D sexual connection was me manipulating. So then I had to dive into one. Yeah, some people have this manipulation by using the 5D to manipulate your twin. That manipulation and 5D, it also has another name. All right, it's called black magic. You need to understand, if you try to manipulate your twin on one way or another, instead of inspire them, that's not going to lead to anything good out of it. Cosmos, I'm not going to post your comment. I'm just going to answer it. Yes, that was the help for it. Okay. So that's how we're going to go with this. It's kind of like personally, but yeah, you probably understand what that is. Okay. Tried of karmics and astral court still alive after so many years. Cosmos, there is one thing. There is always energy moments, and there is something else. For example, if you've been with your twin flame in a physical, or you've been in a twin flame and you build something, create something, you building this part of the divine, but then for some reason all this falls apart. There's going to be this energy from within you that's going to stay in there. It's kind of like within your internal world. Those are the dreams, the energy, the reflections, and everything from within you. Is that going to be resurrected? Or it's going to be kind of like drags you down? But if the connection, it's got to be really to a point that the one becomes a false twin flame because of their fears. They don't believe in the connection. Guess what? They don't become the true twin flame. They don't resolve the true connection. They cannot resurrect the connection. Most of the twin flames who comes together, they resurrected that connection. But they resurrected now with the power of the truth and everything within divine. That's where it's so rare, the twin flame, because they resurrect that. But most of the times they happen is it's separations, but within you is still that dream, and that dream we're always going to remind you about things that you've done. Magic. When you're in 7D and when you have walk with God, you know what happens with these people? Something that's called backfire. And let me tell you, when the divine has you, that you walk within the truth and with, and they try to do a magic or something like that, or manipulations through a 5D, or they're like manifesting you to do certain thing against the divine, because you walk with the divine, you're one with the divine. Let me tell you, it's all going to backfire. It's going to tell them, stop, be true, be honest. That's how you have to do the magic, with the truth. The truth is magic, but they don't get it because the ego wants to manipulate and do all these things. So Diana, yeah, that's how the situations are. We all demisexual. Yes, we become the demisexual. Yeah, you don't feel the connection, you don't feel the energy. Guess what? The females can hide these things. The man doesn't, because it how it goes. But once you heal that, and if you can heal the connection, there will be actually no problem. Actually, it's going to be fixing the issue, and then the issue can be, yeah. You don't need Viagra, but the effects of the Viagra are up. Okay, so that is the healing power within the twin flames when the intimacy it's felt. But if you put fear within the connections, then the issue comes back as the homosexuality. So lack of intimacy, by the way, fear of being intimate, that is another big issue within twin flames. Uh, where was I? John. There you go. Which means to be intimate, we need to be in love. Yeah, we need to be in love, but how can we fall in love when we have met the other half of our souls? They stole our heart. Yeah, stealing of the heart or breaking of the heart. My heart was breaking so many times. Last time was ugly. But the soul can heal, God can heal you. And now when God heals your heart, He's like, let me see them, how they're gonna do. And that is a lot of other situations. So, yeah. Chrissy B, my twin and I sit and gaze into each other's eyes for a long period, sometimes without talking, a lot of said without being said. Chrissy, that is a beautiful time when it's got that intimacy with the eyes. Okay. That is a beautiful time. Intimacy is beauty. I mean, beauty of the connection. Beauty. You can just sit there and sit and watch the stars and talking about the stars and doing things. Maybe, I mean, if you're a male, you can make a massage on the legs or something, and you feel good. You got that connection with that, this intimacy. Okay, four. So that is the beauty. You lived in Europe and US. Which country has biggest issues with witchcraft? We're all the same. Doesn't matter where you are. So, only difference is here in Bulgaria. This land is known for naturally high vibrations than the US. In the US, there is high vibrational places as well. I was living in Chicago, but here the situations are different. I believe my computer desk is here. Oh, okay, I'll be out. Да, кажете? След колко? Добре. Мерси. 237. Да, да. Добре. Добре. All right, so I'm gonna have my desk within the 15, 20 minutes. So let's wrap this up for it. So witchcraft, it's old way of manipulations, and don't use manipulation on your twin flame. That's all I want to leave you with it. It's fear. Fear that things doesn't want to go in your way, fear of the control and the connection. So you do that, let me tell you. God bless your soul. That's all I can tell on that part. So, okay. You made it here. Hello, everyone. Yeah, you made it here. Hi, Unseen. Thank you for being here. True love always wins. That is what I want to believe. That has always been the true love. Is true love. You can't change true love. Only the fear of true love can change you. And again, if you have a fear, you don't have love. You just have fear. Uh, CJ. Oh wow, backfire. Once you get your hand slapped, you learn not to do it. Sometimes I need a reminder. Oh yeah. Imagine if that was a multiple times, or your twin flame get you in a situations and they kind of like twisted the whole situation. And 10 is like, what is the backfire in there? I don't know. I don't even want to know. God knows. Those eyes, silence and eyes. CF. Yep. We're all starving for this. I know what that is. Get photo of your eyes. Stare at the photo for 1 minute. Feel like feeling you when you look in your own eyes. Then do the same with a photo of your twin. Watch what you feel. John. Okay. Yeah. You'll see. Thanks. I feel that, John. Okay. Um, I had a witchcraft psychic attacks from third parties telling me something that he doesn't love me. Yeah. Sometimes when the fear wins over the twin flame and they connect it not to you, but they kind of like discard you and runs away with no answers. They tell third party they never loved you because of their fear of love. They may hear like I never loved him, and that poor third party knows that you love him. You will see that, and where that comes from, that comes from the ego. The ego wants to destroy this connection because this connection points them out that they need to overcome their fear. But the ego is overpowering the personality from within the person, and now the ego overpowers the soul. So you need to understand this is a psychology problems in there. Also things that goes beyond. They are now connected more with the human part, not within the spiritual realm when these things happened. So you have to dig in from within. Okay. When basically someone said, hey, I didn't love you, but there were so many people who knows. Now you will understand these things down the road, though. And this is how when someone fell of grace, they fall off of grace because of lies. Those lies right there, like for example, your twin flame told you, I love you, I love you, I love you. And all of a sudden, there is something happens because of their fears, they bolt out and they don't tell the truth to you. They tell something to a third party. And it's like, no, I never loved him. I never told him that I love him. And you're like, what the hell? So is the third party is what the hell? And now you're like, what are you gonna do? You work with divine. That's all you can do. Because you gotta understand at this point, okay, the person goes and join their ego, joins their dark side. Okay. That is the moment when Anakin Skywalker in Star Wars joins Palpatine. And that moment, the person, Anakin Skywalker, dies. And he executes the Order 66 to kill all the Jedis because of his ego. The ego was masterminded. Okay? So you have to understand that the good part of your twin probably die in that moment. And they join their ego. So See if naked in the mirror brings everything out. Exactly. Go see the mirror challenge video on my channel and see the Michael Jackson man in the mirror. Or that was a um, Justin Timberlake. He's got the mirror song too. Even though we have no contact with my twin flame 4 years, I see his name every day. Hear his name out of nowhere, like 4 years. Yeah, synchronicity can happen. Uh, so much love here within. Yes, here you go. I see much 11s and 11 everywhere, every time. Cosmos Unity, yeah. Witchcraft and trickery seems to be the testing ground for many twin flames. They have recognized the bad magic being used on them. Diana, there is a forces who create a miserable physical life, and most of the twin flames, they are in this position of survival mode, so they cannot come in. That's what makes them more stronger than that. So, yeah. But if you get out and we walk with the divine, when the divine shows you the miracles they can do, you to survive. So guess what? They learn through it. But are they going to perform? It's whole another story. One thing you need to remember: the true twin flame backs everything, everything with actions. Everything with actions. No word, no energies, actions. Okay? Actions speaking louder to God than anything else. Louder. More loud that you can imagine, because that's the truth. You materialize the truth. The action materialize the truth within the twin flames. And if you lie into the truth that it's been materialized into the world, all that, now you're talking about super ego in there. Witchcraft trickery seems to be testing, yeah. Also shame. Well, the shame, some people, they don't worry about the shame. They don't worry about their public image. They kind of like bolt out of any public things, and they don't communicate, and kind of like we're talking about those twin flames that the aliens take him away. I don't think so the aliens took them away. I think that the dark ones take him away, and you don't ever hear of them, you never see them anymore, you just ever talk to them. Even that you have all the open channels for them, guess what? It doesn't happen, because the ego, it's hurt in them. And now the ego says, like, I'm gonna make you feel the way you make me feel. I'm gonna be like this, I'm gonna be like that, and so on. Hear it from a lot of twin flames. I mean, come on. If you really did, we were honest and true honest within the twin flames, guess what? We all had so many unions, okay? But now the current energies that are coming from above, if you're not a true twin flame, you've been a soul connection, and you lie, you cheat, you did all the crazy stuff. I don't want to be in your spot now. But if you are in the spot of the truth and everything, you're not going to be that much bothered. You're going to feel the tensions, but you're not going to be that much bothered, because the push from above for the truth is huge. We haven't had this energy so active. I haven't felt it ever since awakened as a twin flame. Like, for example, it was yesterday. That was, I mean, that was something. So I saw the Amber Heard and Johnny Depp and trial. So sad that the connection can be confirmed. Well, you need to understand about that their connection. That was an empath who has a narcissistic traits in him, which is Johnny Depp, and that was a narcissist who has a empath face mask. But if you look at it from with her, now we're gonna go deep in this issue. If you look at it from within her, what show to Johnny Depp at the beginning, that was her soul. What wants the dreams, selling the dreams. She wasn't selling the dreams. She was showing up what she wants deep inside of her to him. That's how they got together. But over the time, that ego that somebody created her, because the narcissists are created by a narcissist. You need to understand there is always a one master mind who minded them, who molded them. And until that she doesn't understand that she has to get out of that cage, she won't be able to reach her dreams. It's going to be even worse. Like what just happened with Johnny Depp, that he stepped up into the public and said what he says. There was a lot of cases going around in the past, maybe 10 months. I haven't dealt with anything pretty much except dealing with toxic relationship and narcissism that people come to me. Some of the people who came to me for the readings, they understand. Now I give them this healing process they need to go through. Even last night I had the same case and I explained it to her through a drawing. And she was like, Dio, thank you so much. I understand this. Now I got it, where I got this traits within me. Now I got it while I was like this. Now I got it why I'm acting like this, why I have an issue with my twin. Okay. But you have to dive deep and you got to use the power from the divine to use these energies. So, yeah, there's going to be a healing part coming out pretty soon about narcissism. We're going to talk about narcissism down the road. But one thing, don't put the label narcissist to someone if you dare not medically, okay, been diagnosed with um, NPD, which is his narcissism personality disorder. And I'll tell you why, because he's not right. Okay. But you, if you have this kind of type of connection, you can study that you understand that you are in a part of narcissistic behavior, relationships. Okay. You, for yourself, you have to do that. Yeah, ego, exactly, ego. But that was their saga, okay, came out public because he had to came out public. Their story had to came out public. Some of the people I know this, they felt the same way. Okay. Some of the people who are twin flames, they're the same way. I know it because I deal with it, these people. Okay. That's what was the energy. That's what is the collective energy for it. And that's what happens to some. Okay. But you are power as a twin flame. You have a chance to understand what this process is of toxicity. And you can be able to understand how to be healed. But it's up to the person who wants to be healed. Okay. It's up to the person. They have to choose their soul again, not their ego. They have to choose their good side from within, not the manipulated side that somebody programming them. So, can aliens be so bad? No, we are not so bad. I'm an alien. I have a negative blood type. They call us aliens. I don't think so. We are bad. Just kidding, Mia. We don't know about the aliens for real, so we don't know yet. But as far as the human race, they call us aliens. I know some people with negative blood type that we're differently wired. I don't know why. So, Richard Grantsman. So yeah, I took an inner healing course from him in the beginning of my separation. Yeah, there is a lot of people who are talking about the narcissism on the YouTube. I personally like a Vikram. He's a Jewish professor in Russia. He's really nailing the things down to the, I don't know, he goes deep, very deep. So, all right, guys. Well, the next subject should we talk about? Okay, Marshall. Next subject should we talk about the apocalypse of twin flame map in reference to the 400 twin flames. This uh, okay, we should talk about apocalypses. Man, it's you what you guys want to talk about tomorrow? Apocalypses? Okay, whatever you guys say. Who wants to talk about apocalypses tomorrow? Or you guys want to talk about something else? See, give love and forgiveness to those who have been overcome by ego and fall from grace. Sending love now. Yes, that needs to be done. But even if you give it a grace to these people, that doesn't affect them. There is something with the divine we really have to understand about the forgiveness. Okay. Now, believing in the power within them and they change themselves, yes, you forgive. Other than that, it's pointless. I spoke with priests about all this forgiveness. And later on, I had a connecting with the divine. I'm like, why is that? I got the explanation. So you guys want to talk about 144? Okay. Oh boy. It is what it is. Stitching Matopica. If you're interested more in the Akashic records, Akashic records, those are microscopic, telling you real reality. Those are microscopic ferro oxide flowing through the space. It has the memories of everything that ever happened. Ferro oxide, it's the stardust. So it's everywhere. You connect to the universe, you got a connections to all those memories in the past and everything that it's been ever happened and ever created. All right, guys. So tomorrow we're going to talk about the 144. I have to go. You guys have a good one and be loved. Oh, okay. Dure.